Hello fellow crocheters, this is Jan from Jack and Jan. Thanks for stopping by today. We're going to go over the gauge swatch, the 4x4 gauge swatch for our Peyton sweater scarf crochet pattern. This is a really cool pattern. It's so versatile. It's actually a scarf with sleeves, so you can wear it as a sweater or a scarf. It's really one of our best sellers. We've offered this pattern before, and it's just a fabulous pattern, and it's really easy. It has two basic stitches. One is the single crochet and one is the half double crochet. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with our K hook, and we also have our N hook. These are the two hooks that are required for the pattern, and of course you got the pattern either at Jack and Jan or our Etsy store, so thank you for that. So let's get started with the K hook, and the K hook is just a single crochet back loop. That's part of the pattern. So let's see what we have to chain to get to 4. And I know what the gauge is, but I like to do these with you guys so that you feel like I'm just right there and I'm helping you in any way that I can. Okay, we're not quite at 4 yet, are we? And we have to remember that we have to subtract 1. So that is, and I should have been counting instead of talking. Sorry about that, guys. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so it's 12 chains, which equals 4 inches. So on the sleeves, the pattern is a single crochet back loop, which is what forms that nice texture, the ribs, and you can see, or the ridges, some people call them ribs, I call them ridges. Everybody's different, but it's all the same, right? So the first row would just be to go ahead and do that single crochet. Again, we're doing the sleeves portion of this piece, so that's with our K hook, and then the scarf portion we're going to have to switch over to our N hook. So we will have a different gauge for that, but right now what we're just trying to do here is get an idea. We know how many stitches. It's 12 single crochet or 12 chains for that 4 to get that 4 inches. Okay, and remember, everybody you know, crochets loose or tight. It just depends. I crochet very loosely, while Jack, she crochets a little more tight than I do. So that's, we always like laugh at how interesting that is, but as long as you get the gauge, that's all that matters. And on this particular piece, the measurements are provided, and of course measuring a piece that's this long is a little tricky without pulling it, but it does have a positive ease to it of 2 to 3 inches. So there's no need to worry about the fit. It's done in alpha sizes, so there's sizes small all the way up through XXL, I think. And not so much the gauges, you know, always, we should always take a look at the gauge, but with this particular piece there's quite a bit of ease into it, and it depends on how you wear it too, so that has a lot to do with it. Okay, so we've done, we now have done 2 rows, okay, with a single crochet, so that is going to give us our inch right there, you can see. So it's 2 rows and 12 stitches, and this again is for the K hook. So again, that would be 8 rows and 12 across, and that will give you your 4x4 for the sleeve portion of the pattern. Okay, all right, let's switch hooks here, and this time I will count. I won't talk as much, so if there's a pause, that's okay. Again, this is for the Peyton sweater scarf, and now what I'm doing is I've switched to my N hook here, the 9mm, and I'm going to go ahead and see how many chains it takes to get to that 4 inches. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm betting 10, but let's see if I'm right. Yes, oh, yeah, it's actually, it's more like 9. Because we always lose one when we go back to the So I'm going to call that 9. So I'm going to say 8 stitches, which does make sense. I actually would rather go to 10 and then work down, and let's just make sure that we've got this. Now we're going to do a half double crochet, and I am not going to chain 2. I'm just going to, this is again a swatch, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go into the next loop there and go with this. And let's see where we're at when this is all up here and see what we've got. Again, this is just half double with the end hook. Let's see where we're at here as far as like how many rows we need to get to that 4 inches. Now I will chain here too. See, we're just a little, it's a little over 4 inches with the 9. So again, I crochet a little bit looser than most people do, so I'm going to stick to my original statement here and say that it's 9. You could probably get away with 8, but again, the gauge isn't really that important for this part of it. If you lose a 1/4 of an inch or gain a 1/4 of an inch, that's not a big deal. Okay, so as you can see here, that was 1 row. So let's go with the 2 now. With the faux knit stitch, I'm going to start here, just do a regular half double crochet, and then I'm going to do the faux knit stitch. So I'm thinking that this is going to, because it's in the loop, it's going to pull it up and make it a little bit taller just because it's through 1 loop and not 2. So that always gives you a little bit more of a drape. Now, if you want to know about the back loop, front loop faux knit stitch, you can go on our YouTube channel, which you're already on, and you can check that out. We've also referenced the video links in the pattern. So you have both, you have access to both our YouTube channel, which grows every day, and then you've also got our pattern with the links that are provided. Now see, we're over with the 2 rows, we're over 1 inch. We're almost at 1.25 inches. So with that in mind, I would say that it's really, instead of 8 rows, it'd be more like 7. We could just do it to see how it comes out here. While I'm doing this right now, just so that you know what I'm doing the front loop, back loop faux knit stitch using half double crochet. And again, that is definitely in our pattern. Excuse my cell phone there. That is in our pattern, the reference point for that. So you can always just go by that and look that up. Right now I'm doing what's part of the front loop faux knit stitch, and we're on row 3. So this is going to give us a real good idea here what we need exactly. Sorry, my yarn is being a little difficult this morning. Get to that. Gauge. This will give us a real good idea because this isn't an odd number of stitches. This yarn is being a little difficult. I feel like it's a little whatever. Okay, so this is 3, and this is not quite 2 inches. So again, each row is about each 2 rows is about 1.25 inches. So to get to the 4, you would need 7 rows. Now, if you have any further questions, you can always contact us again at info@jackandjan.com. Thank you so much for purchasing our pattern, and don't forget, if you submit a picture, well, actually 2 pictures of your completed pattern with us to info@jackandjan.com, and you give us permission to use it on our website, on our Etsy store, and on our blogs, we will forward you a free pattern. So that's a really good way to earn a free pattern. Okay, guys, happy crocheting!